Hello, hello. Welcome back to today's strategic journaling session. Have you ever noticed, or maybe are you even the person to be completely exhausted, but you still find yourself doing stuff? Maybe you still find yourself organizing the junk drawer in the kitchen at 10 p.m. instead of just going to bed. Or revenge sleep, meaning you stay up late watching another episode, even though you know you quote unquote should go to bed. Or you have a free afternoon, and instead of napping or doing something that feels restful and rejuvenating, you are meal prepping for next week. If you're wondering why you can't just give yourself permission to rest and to literally give your body the space to rejuvenate, and recalibrate when your body is begging you to, this episode, this journaling session is for you. So here is what's going on. Here's what we're telling ourselves. We say, I'm just really busy right now. I don't have time to rest. I'll sleep when the kids are older. Or if I just do this one thing real quick, then I will rest. And I just feel guilty sitting around when there's just so much to do. You're playing that to do list in the back of your brain. So, because of all this, you try other things, like maybe you've tried essential oils, and I giggle as I say that because I'm literally looking at essential oils on my desk right now. Maybe you've tried the perfect bedtime routine, meditation apps, but no matter what you try, you still find yourself scrolling your phone at midnight instead of sleeping, or choosing to clean that kitchen drawer instead of taking the bath, or doing something that feels restful. And you think that the problem is that you're not disciplined enough, or that you need better time management, or that you are just in a uniquely busy season that requires you to push through and that it'll slow down at some point. Here's what I have noticed with not just my clients, but with myself as well, and with my twin sister, who I like to say that she's one of my clients because I coach her through a lot of things. It's that what we're actually afraid of is what it means about us if we rest. When you're lying on the couch while dishes sit in the sink, what thoughts go through your head? And we'll get to the official journaling prompts in a second. But if you just picture that, you might think, I'm being lazy, or other moms would have this handled by now. I should be more productive. What if someone needs me and I'm not available? We think all these thoughts, and we are afraid that if we rest, we'll be seen as incompetent or selfish, or like we're not trying hard enough. This quote unquote, I have to earn my rest pattern doesn't just show up at bedtime when we're exhausted. It shows up all throughout the day. It shows up when you work through lunch breaks, when you say yes to hosting Thanksgiving dinner, even though you're burnt out, when you volunteer for one more committee, or bringing popsicles to the soccer team because somebody has to do it and you take on that responsibility. It's the same pattern that has you checking emails on vacation, or feeling guilty for taking a sick day when you're actually sick. You've learned that your worth comes from how much you can handle and how available you are and how little you need, maybe how little you demand from others or for yourself. So the real issue isn't that you don't know how to rest, it's that you believe that rest has to be earned through exhaustion. It might feel so wrong for you to think about waking up one morning, feeling more tired than usual, and canceling your meetings for the day simply because you're tired. Or I was at a networking event recently, and one of the girls that I was talking to there said that she's so jealous of her friend because she is a fellow business owner, and her friend will literally say no to a work opportunity because she stays home with her kids on Thursday evenings for TV time. Like that's her excuse. And to her, she always felt like that wasn't a quote unquote good enough excuse. We feel that we're only allowed to stop when you literally cannot go anymore, or if you have a quote unquote good enough excuse. And that belief is keeping you running on empty instead of operating from a place of abundance. All right, so grab something to write with or put your thinking caps on if you are busy driving or doing laundry, because we're going to dig into this together with some journaling prompts. I'm going to give you a prompt, pause for about 30 seconds, and then move on to the next one. Don't overthink these, just write whatever comes up for you. Whatever comes up is the perfect thing. All right, so prompt number one. What thoughts go through your head when you try to rest, but there are still things to be done? Prompt number two. Who in your life would judge you for resting? What would they say or think? Prompt number three. What do you believe you have to accomplish before you're quote unquote allowed to rest? Prompt number four. What would change if you believed rest was productive, not lazy? Or maybe what would have to change if you believed that rest was productive, not lazy? If these prompts brought up some stuff for you, that's exactly what they're supposed to do. Sometimes we need to see our patterns clearly before we can change them. Hit reply on my newsletter if you are subscribed. If not, I will include the link to hop on the newsletter train in the show notes. And let me know what's one way you are going to give yourself permission to rest differently this week. One of the first podcast episodes I did within the first year, I guess, maybe not the first episode, but it was the 7 different types of rest. So we often think that resting is napping. At least that's what I did. But there's 7 different types of rest. So I will link that episode if you're interested and you can learn all about them. But let me know how you will rest this week without feeling guilt. I promise I read every single response in my inbox, and I truly love to hear from you. I don't know who listens to my podcast episodes. All I know is the number of people listening, but I don't know who. So if it's you, reach out, say hi. I'd love to hear from you. But until then, remember that your worth and pride and joy is not measured by your productivity, and you are allowed to rest because you're human, because you're alive. You are worthy enough. You don't need to earn that. Thanks for being here today, and I will see you next week.